What's up, guys? My name is Avery Gusset. I'm on Call the Huddle here with Iowa Runningback Ivory Kelly-Martin ahead of the NFL Draft. So what's up, Ivory? How you doing?
Doing pretty well. I got my pro day coming up in a few days, and I've just been getting ready, trying to get my body right for that. And I got some interviews coming up along the way, so just trying to touch up on little things, getting my football knowledge back under me, and ready to just kill on pro day.
Oh, when's your pro day?
March 21st.
21st. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so
I'll definitely try to watch
Monday.
that. All right. So I want to start with a few quick questions, get my fans and the people watching to get to know you as a person. So is that good?
Yeah, that's cool with me.
All right, cool. How about this is a tough one. LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan.
Or you're a Jordan guy?
Yeah, I'm a Jordan guy.
Man.
A lot of young kids are starting to become LeBron guys and stuff like that. And LeBron's done some things like no one else has ever done before, especially with the amount of pressure he's gone through. But I mean, you can't deny to Jordan the fact that this man, he hasn't lost in the finals, and anytime he's ever brought up to the level of he has to compete, he's been able to come out and show out. So he's the GOAT for me.
Okay. All right. That's a fair argument. I mean, obviously that's a fair argument.
Yeah.
I'm more of a LeBron guy, honestly, but we'll see. We'll see what you're looking like with the rest of these answers.
Yeah.
How about Drake or Kanye?
Man, that's a hard one. I'm a Chicago kid, so I love Kanye.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting a lot of backlash right now just because of a lot of stuff going on. But music-wise, I mean, I sing Drake about every morning, so I'm happy with Drake.
Okay, that's interesting. I don't think I've gotten a single person on here to say Kanye yet, actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. What about Xbox or PlayStation for you?
PlayStation. I've been PlayStation all my life. Yep.
I like that. What about Kim K or Kylie? Who are you going with?
Ooh. Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with Kim K.
Kim K? All right, how about Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce.
Beyonce. I can see you a Beyonce guy. I can see you listening to Beyonce in your workouts and stuff.
I like Beyonce in my days.
All right. Travis Scott or Future?
Future.
Future? Okay.
Yes, sir.
How about, I want to talk about NFL running backs real quick. What about Barry or Walter? What of those two go-to you picking?
Man. Yeah, I never really liked the ball security of Walter Payton, so I'm going to have to go with Barry.
Okay. Okay. I can see that.
Yeah. I've heard good things about him before, so
I mean, to be fair, Barry's got the longest run ever back. Barry wasn't too positive either. He lost a lot of yards for no reason.
Yeah, and he took a while to get going, but once he got going, you couldn't stop him.
For sure. What about LT or Adrian Peterson, AP?
LT is one of my all-time GOATs right there.
Okay.
He's right below my number one, which is Marshall Faulk, the guy that changed the game for running backs.
I was going to ask you about Falk. I know seeing your film and stuff, you kind of remind me a lot of Falk. You got the receiving abilities and everything that, Falk does. That's kind of cool that he's the one. One more, if you could play a position other than running back on the field, what would you play and why?
I love to play defense. DB or something like that.
Okay.
Down as a safety or something like that. I mean, one thing about football, I do like contact, so
that's what I was going to say.
Away from. And those DBs get free shots on dudes all the time. So that's one place I think I'd shine in.
I like that.
Yeah.
Did you ever play defense in high school, or are you just an offensive guy?
Yeah, I played a lot of defense in high school. I switched a lot between corner and DB, safety. But I love playing defense, flying around the field. My older brother was a defensive player too, so his mindset grew off on me a lot.
Okay. I want to get into questions real quick. Growing up, did you have an NFL team or a team that you kind of picked?
Yeah, the Rams. Rams have always been my team. Like I said, Falk's my all-time my favorite player, and he changed the game. So, the Rams have always been my team, and this past year was a really good one for
For sure.
They're making big moves right now in free agency.
Hell yeah. Allen Robinson yesterday.
Yep, they just got A-Rob, so that was big for them too. So, I expect them to repeat this year.
Okay, so obviously Marshall Faulk, like you said, is the guy that you look at and, model your game after a lot. Is there any other guys that you kind of grew up watching and, admired their game to perfect yours?
Yeah. LT was another one that, I grew up watching a lot more than I would say Marshall Faulk. just because he was a little bit before my time. But LT was a really big one, a guy that, really electric out of the backfield and just able to hit that second level and, go to work on those defenders. And just his pass catching ability was really good too.
Yeah.
Another guy like Adrian Peterson, like you said, I mean, that dude was a freak my entire childhood. To see that guy come back from injuries and then still be as explosive and just
still
all around
running
great
back today too.
Yeah, and still be in the league now is unheard of, really. But see it more and more nowadays with the amount of work guys put in on the off season.
Yeah. Okay. I like that for sure. From Illinois. I know you're from Illinois. Tell me a little bit about how you got to Iowa and what that whole recruitment process was like and how you got there.
Yeah. My recruitment started to blow up more during my junior year as I was traveling a lot, trying to get to camps and stuff like that. And I'm completely thankful my parents to be able to take me to those opportunities and get me to where I can, actually get in front of some coaches and them to be able to see, I'm not just a film guy. I'm actually able to, produce out there on the field when I'm supposed to, when I'm called upon. But it was once I got a chance to go to Iowa, they really loved my film and they was able to give me an offer. And it came out of the blue. Really, I didn't have much communication with them before then. But once I was able to learn a little bit more about them and take a few more visits, I really fell in love with that place. I fell in love with the coaches. I've been able to learn a lot from the coaches, and that's honestly been my biggest thing since I've been there. The amount of football knowledge I've gained over the years, has just been extensive, just from the amount of experience these coaches have and the success they've had over the years.
Okay, for sure. Tell me, being a running back, is there a certain thing that stands out to you as that you've gotten better at or improved at since your freshman year?
Yeah, really recognizing things a lot faster.
Okay.
There's a whole entire another side of football besides just playing on the field. Being able, be in the film room and actually see and understand what defense are doing and see certain tendencies can really help, especially when you're running the football. You're about to get the football. Just seeing little things and what the defensive line is doing, whether they're shifting or what the linebackers are doing, because being running back is a lot more than just running the ball. You're going to have to protect the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's a really big thing that's hard to come by in the NFL. Guys in the NFL would not being able to do all three: run the ball, catch the ball, and protect the quarterback. So I've been able to learn a lot of that. Picking up blocks out of the backfield is really big for me, and for me to be able to do all three, I think, is just increasing my value.
Great, definitely. Was that something that you had always, strived to do and be an all three type of guy, or was that something that you learned at your time at Iowa?
Yeah, that's something I've always been. Growing up, my father was a football coach, and he taught me just increasing your value in any type of way possible is the only way you're going to be able to stay on the field as long as possible.
Yeah.
He's taught me that importance. You can't just be a one man thing. You're gonna have to be able to do a lot of things, and if if you want to stick around for a while, so it's definitely something I've picked up on a lot since I've been here. Because they put a really big emphasis on it with our offense, and I've grown and learned a lot. I just want to keep improving on that and getting a chance to do that to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like you said, it's a great mentality to have as a running back. Versatility has only gotten bigger in the NFL today. More important, like you said, being able to block the quarterback on third downs keeps you on the field, and then the receiving aspect obviously has gotten so much bigger in today's league. I want to talk about you as your number real quick. So I know you wore 11 in high school, which looks great on you, by the way. And 21 in Iowa. Tell me, is there a number that you got that you've had, your whole life?
Nah, honestly, I've changed my numbers a lot. I guess when I got to high school, my freshman year in high school, I was wearing number 1, which was unlike me. I'm not really much of a number 1 type of guy, but I just ended up just being in that position. I ran with it once I got my senior year. Once I changed numbers and started going to a different high school, it was already number 1 on the field. So I was like, I'm just gonna let him do his thing. You know, he's been number one his entire time since he's been at this school, and I'm coming in brand new, and so I switched to 11. Now 21 was open when I came here, is one of the open numbers, and I stuk with it, and looks good on my back and look good on my chest. So not gonna shy away from it if I could get it again next level.
That obviously, I mean, that number looking good on your back is all that matters when defenders are always coming from your back, you know?
Exactly.
So we did talk a little bit about receiving. I know receiving is a bigger part of your game. You know, talk about the trend of receiving backs in today, and how do you work on that aspect of your game?
Yeah, you know, it's a huge thing. What all young guys need to figure out, that you can't just be a one-man thing. You can't just run the ball. Being a running back, you're going to have to increase your value somehow. And being able to do stuff out of the backfield or be split out wide, whatever that is, it's something you just have to work on. And something I've been working on a lot this offseason, getting ready for pro day, to be able to show off my hands, you know, my feet, and my ability to get open against the defense is going to be huge for me, especially going into mini camps and training camps and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it's part of the game that's just continues to evolve. You know, guys back in the day probably wasn't doing as much as we are doing now, just because it wasn't really required. Now it's something that's required, and the best of the best is going to be able to, you know, adjust and make their way up.
Definitely. Have you had to, you know, practice a receiver? Have you done anything different to get better, like routes and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've hopped on the jugs, you know, just strengthening up my hands, doing a lot of work like that.
Yeah.
This past off season, I've been training up in Chicago with a receiver, one of my buddies that I've been training with, you know, even back in my high school days. So just being able to work with him and learn a little bit of, you know, the way his thinking is throughout the whole process, because I mean, we have very different like perspectives on games. And in the game, we usually know when we're getting the football. When they're out there running routes, they don't know when they're getting the football. So they're always running at their max. And so it's just taking up that same mindset. You never know when you're going to get the football, so just go 100% every single rep.
Definitely. What's your size looking like right now?
I'm 5'10", 205.
205 right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Physically, talk about what have you been doing this off season to get your body right or improved?
No, I've been training really hard for the past 10 weeks. As soon as our bowl game was up, and I was able to get back into the gym and start training. You know, I was in and just getting ready for this day that's coming up on Monday.
Yeah.
But you know, I've gained a lot of strength. I've gained a lot of muscle during that time, and you know, cut down my fat by a lot. And you know, it's really been paying off. My speed's increased a lot. My power has increased a lot, and you know, I've been seeing improvements this whole time, and that's just having a really good diet, you know, eating a lot of the same things every single day, and eating for fuel rather than eating for, you know, comfort most of the time, what I like to tell myself. But it's been working out, and I think it's been paying out this whole time. So I mean, I'm just going to keep trying to attack it as hard as I can, because you know, when this day is over on Monday, you know, I'm still going to be working and still going to be trying to, you know, improve on myself, because it's still the off season. But I've seen a lot of improvement.
Definitely. I mean, speed's a big part of your game. Obviously, I know you were one of the faster players in the Big Ten. So I obviously know strength is a big part of your game too. Being able to do both of those is obviously great. Yeah. Talk about your pro day a little bit, and what you expect. You know, all cylinders, you know, go fire. And what's your 40 time?
Yeah, all cylinders firing. You know, I want to hit my 4.40.
4.4.
Yeah, on the bench, you know, I'm looking to hit 20 plus reps on 225. Vertical, I'm looking to hit a 36, and broad, I'm trying to get out to, you know, at least 11 feet broad. So, I mean, I have good goals for myself right now, and I know a lot of those things I'm going to be able to hit come pro day. And, you know, a lot of those things, it's not something I've never done before. So I know I can be able to hit those numbers when the time comes.
Definitely. I mean, you know, you're obviously a hell of an athlete. You know, when you go through practices, obviously, you're quick in the holes and do a lot of moves and stuff. Is that something that you do a lot? Is try out new moves against defenders in practice and stuff and frustrate guys?
Yeah, I mean, that's the one time you really can try out those new moves, and you're not going to be able to do it in a game unless you try it out in practice. You know, a lot of people don't understand practice is so important, and usually it's going to be the hardest time when you're challenged. So challenge yourself as hard as you can because it's just going to make the games easier.
Okay. I always love to hear when I talk to guys. Obviously, you were at Iowa since 2017, right?
Yeah.
18. Okay, 2017. Tell me, who is the best player that you've gotten to play with? Both at Iowa and against. Obviously, Big Ten's got a lot of crazy athletes.
Man, I've been able to play with some whole lot of great athletes since I've been at the University of Iowa. A lot of guys that I've been able to play with, even guys the class I came in with was pretty crazy, and lifelong friends now. Tristan Wirfs guy came in with that year. AJ Epinesa, another guy I came with that year. Yeah. I mean, there's a long list of guys that came in with that year. Brandon Smith, Amir Smith, Marset. I mean, Geno Stone. A lot of guys that's in the league, doing it big right now.
Yeah.
I'm just looking to, continue to follow in their footsteps. Those guys laid the path for us, and they understand. We all understood that it's going to take the amount of work in the off season to get to the point they are at now. So that's what I'm putting in right now, getting ready for that next level.
Okay. Talk about just athletes. Obviously, I said the Big Ten's got crazy freaks. I know Iowa, the defense has a lot of freaks. Tell me who's the freakiest athlete you've gotten to play with or against? Just raw athleticism, guys that stand out.
On our team, you said?
Both, whatever. But yeah, Iowa.
Yeah, defensive side of the ball. I've been able to go against some really good athletes, linebackers. My freshman year, I was able to go against one of the best linebackers in the Big Ten, Josie Jewell, and just learning some things about him. It was just crazy the amount of hours and work he put into the film room to let him play with so much speed out there on the field. Something that rubbed off on me coming as a freshman. I never really understood the value of film, but learning that from him and seeing that from him was pretty inspiring. And he wasn't the most physically gifted guy, but he turned that all around in the weight room. Worked his butt off every off season to get to a point where he's at now, and now he's doing big things in the league. I'm pretty sure he just signed his second contract.
He did, yeah. Josie Jewell,
yeah, he's doing pretty well off.
Okay. Just obviously you've had a long career there too. Tell me, is there a certain game that stands out to you about Iowa? That was your favorite?
Yeah, there was a couple of games. This past year was probably one of my favorites. The Penn State game at Iowa. That was insane. I don't think I've ever heard a louder stadium than ever been in a louder venue like that.
It's pretty crazy.
But that gave me a little bit of chills and reminders back to the Ohio State game my freshman year. That was also a pretty big one that not a lot of guys had us winning that day, and we ended up coming up with a big upset.
Yeah.
So, I just remember the energy being in Kinnick very similar those 2 days. So
definitely. Okay, I don't know if you saw it, but I'm a Penn State student. I watched that game. That was pretty crazy. Obviously, I started our trend of downfall, and obviously after that year, I don't think you guys win if Clifford doesn't get hurt, but that's a different story though.
Man, that's what a lot of people say, but they don't understand. We've been knocking out quarterbacks that whole entire first half of the season.
Yeah, no, I mean the defense obviously was crazy coming into that game. Definitely a wild game. Tell me, obviously, aspects of your game that you need to improve now you've been working on going into the NFL.
Yeah, honestly, it's every aspect, but I want to improve my ability of big plays and breaking that second level and getting past defenders. Now I've been really good in the box and working my vision and trusting in my vision, my ability to get through holes, and that's really paid off for me. It's just improving that, improving a game just by that little much is gonna push your game so much more forward. So really just working my feet as best as I can, getting open in the open field, from pass routes. That's all gonna come together as one as you continue to work your feet and working moves that you haven't tried before, testing new stuff out.
Okay, you talked about the vision aspect. Is that something that you kind of got to practice to get better at, or is that something that you've been able to get mental reps out of?
I feel like that is something that is hard to practice. I wouldn't say hard to practice, but it takes.
It's more of a natural thing.
Yeah, it's something that almost comes naturally, or something that you just see. It's quick reaction type stuff, and many times when we're running the ball, we almost don't see everything out there. People running the ball feel things coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a feeling that running backs have, and for me doing this for so long of my life, I've been playing football since I was 6 and running the ball since I was 6. So it's something I'm very used to. Having that feeling of, seeing somebody like in your peripheral vision and knowing exactly how to get to not touch you. Just breaking free and like small little things like that. Something that's hard to replicate, but takes a lot of practice and really pays off for somebody that's been doing it.
Obviously the breaking apart is more of a speed training thing. I have one more before I want to start to wrap it up a little bit. Obviously, like we hit on earlier, versatility is a massive part of the NFL today. Talk about that and the trend of versatility today as a running back, and the importance that you've put on being able to do everything.
Yeah, I feel like it's just increasing the value of running backs right now in the league. Guys like Christian McCaffrey has just been like completely changing the game for us. Honestly, just improving our value of what we can do on the field, so we can earn that bigger money or earn more picks in the draft and stuff like that. The value of running backs has kind of gone down just because there's been so many coming out of college and whatnot. But those running backs that can do more, that's not just every down, ground and pound type of guy, is are the types of running backs that's going to last. You see guys right now I feel like that bigger guys that are drafted for those reasons end up going through a lot of injuries, and that's just something that's not as sustainable as somebody that could do more without getting like 30-40 carries a game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously the committee running back is getting bigger. I think positionless football is getting even bigger now. You see guys like Deebo Samuel playing running back, playing receiver, playing slot. You see guys like McCaffrey playing in the slot, lining up. Definitely, I think positionless football is a big thing, and it's definitely the trend that we're moving into now, hopefully.
Definitely. I would agree.
So I appreciate you taking the time out of your day, Ivory. I know you've been real busy lately.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to talk to you, got you on here.
Really loved it. Great time.
Definitely. I'll be rooting for you this whole offseason. I'll be watching your pro day Monday. Good luck with that. And, good luck the rest of your offseason.
I appreciate it. Yeah, and I'm doing a fundraiser for my pro day, Bench for Reps fundraiser. And, if there's anybody out there that wants to pledge for the amount of reps I'm going to do for my fundraiser, feel free. Links in my bio. So I really appreciate the time talking to you, Xavier.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
I got you, man. I'll definitely check out that donation link. I appreciate it again. Thank you, man.
Sounds good.
I'll see you. Thank you guys, everyone, for watching. I appreciate the time.